Hildegard of Bingen (1098–1179) was a remarkable figure in medieval Europe, known for her contributions to theology, music, medicine, and mysticism. She was born into a noble family in the Rhineland region of Germany, in the town of Bermersheim, near present-day Mainz. Hildegard was the 10th child of her parents, Hildegard von Stade, and the nobleman Count Ralph of the region. Given that her family already had many children, Hildegard was offered as a tithe to the church at a young age. She was sent to live with Jutta of Sponheim, a Benedictine nun who ran a small convent at Dissebodenberg, a hilltop monastery. Hildegard began her education there, learning the basics of Latin, music, theology, and medicine. It was under Jutta's mentorship that Hildegard began to experience vivid mystical visions, which would shape the rest of her life. In 1112, at the age of 14, Hildegard took the veil and became a nun. It was at Dissebodenberg that she began to receive intense spiritual visions, descriptions of heaven, angels, and divine knowledge, that she would later transcribe and share with others. These visions, which Hildegard believed were divinely inspired, led her to study and interpret the Bible in new ways, blending her mysticism with deep theological inquiry. Hildegard's mystical experiences became central to her identity. She recorded her visions in a series of writings, beginning with Civia's Know the Ways. The work, composed between 1141 and 1151, consists of 26 visions that she interpreted as divine revelations. Each vision was accompanied by explanations of its theological meaning, and Hildegard's writings often blended her deep Christian faith with insights from her visions about the natural world, humanity, and the cosmos. Her second major visionary work was Liber Vitae Meritorum, the Book of Life's Merits, written in the 1150s, which further elaborated on human virtue, sin, and salvation. In Liber Divinorum Operum, the Book of Divine Works, written in the 1170s, Hildegard explored the concept of the divine as an active, creative force in the world, and examined the interconnectedness of all life. These texts not only reflected her spiritual insights, but were also highly influential in shaping the intellectual life of the time. Her theological views were often unique and at times controversial, and she became known as a powerful and respected figure in the church. Hildegard was an accomplished composer, and her music remains one of her most lasting legacies. She composed sacred music, including antiphons, sequences, and hymns, designed for liturgical use. Her most famous collection of music is Symphonia Harmoniae Celestium Revelationum, Symphony of the Harmony of Celestial Revelations, a large compilation of chants that she composed for the church. Her music was distinctive for its soaring melodies and use of modal scales, and her compositions have been praised for their emotional depth and spiritual beauty. Hildegard's music was innovative for its time, especially in terms of its melodic lines and textual content. She often used her music to reflect the visions and revelations she received, and it became an important part of her religious practice. In the 1140s, Hildegard became the abbess of the Benedictine convent at Dissebodenberg, but in 1150, after a series of conflicts with the monks and tensions regarding her visions, she left Dissebodenberg to found a new convent in Rupertsberg, near Bingen on the Rhine River. The convent at Rupertsberg became a thriving center of religious life, where Hildegard could fully exercise her leadership and spiritual authority. In addition to her spiritual and musical work, Hildegard was a pioneer in the fields of medicine and natural science. She wrote extensively about the healing properties of plants, stones, and animals in her work Physica, the Book of Simple Medicines, which was based on both her personal observations and knowledge gleaned from ancient texts. This work was one of the earliest to combine natural history with practical advice for healthcare, touching on topics such as herbal remedies, hygiene, and the relationship between the body and the soul. Hildegard's medical writings were highly regarded in her time and continued to influence contemporary herbalism and holistic health practices. She also had a deep understanding of the role of the natural world in the divine order. Seeing God as the creator of all life, both spiritual and physical, Hildegard's influence extended far beyond her own time. She was known as a mystic, theologian, and healer, and was consulted by kings, emperors, and popes. Her visions were often considered to be of divine origin, and her writings were highly regarded in religious and intellectual circles. Hildegard died in 1179 at the age of 81. She was buried in the convent at Eibingen, which she had founded, and her tomb became a site of pilgrimage. Hildegard's legacy has experienced a resurgence in modern times. In 2012, she was named a Doctor of the Church by Pope Benedict XVI, an honor given to saints whose teachings have had a significant and lasting impact on the Church. She is one of only 4 women to have received this title. Today, Hildegard is celebrated as a saint and visionary, whose contributions to music, science, theology, and mysticism continue to inspire people around the world. Hildegard of Bingen's life was one of devotion to God and service to the Church, but also one of intellectual and artistic creativity. She was a prolific writer, composer, and scholar, whose visionary experiences led her to shape a unique theology that integrated the physical and spiritual worlds. Her work has had a lasting influence in a variety of fields, from theology and philosophy to music and medicine. She is remembered not only for her contributions to medieval intellectual life, but also as a powerful and forward-thinking woman in an era when such roles were rare for women. Her multifaceted legacy continues to be celebrated, and her life stands as an extraordinary example of how spiritual insight, artistic talent, and intellectual rigor can combine to create lasting change.